As females, we carry female creative energy, and female creative energy is very strong and very powerful. And trouble is with society now, and I did it myself when I became a stockbroker, trying to be a man, really, doing what a man does, but you lose that female creative energy and you get tired really quick because you're going against your energy as a female. And I see females now who are actually really aggressive and, trying to act like a man, but it really is not very good for your body. And training like a man, going on marathons, the female body isn't built to do that. And the body doesn't lie. So when you start getting really tired, take note, because your female creative energy isn't running, it's blocked. And I think that has a lot in breast cancer. We're denying our female receptivity, we're trying to do too much, we're giving ourselves away, and we're trying too hard to be liked, trying to please others, trying to, look after the kids, take exams, do this, do that. And it's really tough on your body. And so your immune system gets quite low, and we all carry cancer cells, but if your energy is really low, then your immune system can't deal with it. So I noticed when I was a stockbroker, talking to a client about their money, energy is like really low. But then I talked about, my books and healing work and, anything creative or to do with the heart. And I noticed my energy levels picked up really. So I began to really notice. I'm well, if this job isn't giving me joy, then, and if it's not good for me, it's not good for my clients. So, I decided to leave and write my books and do that, which brings me joy, and I'm learning new things, and so my consciousness is expanding all the time. So going against ourselves and hating our own bodies, because there's such pressure, especially with models, that come to see me, the most beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, thin, beautiful woman, and she thinks she's really awful and ugly, and she's taking drugs because she hates herself. But she's really hating all the pressures she's putting herself under and all the self-condemning, and it's all in the media. You have to wear this, you have to do that, you have to have facelifts, you have to have face... What do you call it when you burn your face off? There's such pressure. And so I would, being a woman is being a woman, not trying to be a man. And when you relax and just start enjoying your femaleness, you're really very, very strong, because you are receptive and you're magnetic and charismatic, so things can come to you instead of you going and have to do this, have to do that, have to force things to happen, by will. That's making your whole body contract, and you're stressed, your energy can't flow, and it's really tough on your body. So you're going against yourself. So being a female, you don't have to be aggressive, but can learn to say and ask for what you want, and being clear and not expecting everyone else to give you what you want if you haven't asked for it or stated clearly that that's what you want. But female creative energy is very powerful, and quite often I've seen a lot of women, they disconnect from that. I mean, when I went to New York to take my stockbroking exam, a lot of the women frightened me to death. You know, they were frightening the men, but I was frightened too. Very aggressive. And I really don't think that you need to do that. I mean, like my books, I wrote a book just to help other people because I told my story so many times of how I was a secretary, then became a stockbroker, and then, you know, my life went from being very traumatic, full of drama, to being really successful. I was a stockbroker, then I had my own company, and then a woman who ran a center said, "Well, come and give a talk." So I thought, well, okay, well, I'll make a tape. And then people started asking me, well, write a book because I want to give it to Aunt Maud and Uncle so, and, you know. So I wrote a book and I self-published it because that was my way of giving back to people. Well, that, and I never thought any more of it, but then Random House then bought the book and published it and asked me to write some more books. So that, I think, is going in the flow and in the natural order of things. You're not trying to force things through, and I think it's really effective. So being female and using that creative energy, but you don't have access to it if you think you're separate, you're not connected to the source, and when you open your heart, you can deal with the lower chakras, like dealing with your rage, anger, resentment, and all your fear. But when you open your heart, that's when the magic happens, and you open your crown, and that's when you start connecting to source. And that is beautiful female creative energy. And so all that rage can be taught, you know, can be transferred, and like the alchemist turns metal into gold, you can turn all that rage into creativity. Isn't that great? And so as females, we have such a gift, which I see in many cases isn't being used at all, and lost that connection. And your intuition is so powerful. And I'm not saying just female in a female body. A lot of men have a lot of female energy. And anyway, the whole key is to balance it all, like the female and the male, to balance those energies. And once you do that, you can actually love everybody, and everybody can love you. You don't have to find the one. You can find you could happily live with anyone on the planet because you're running that beautiful energy. And so let's be female and let the male give to us and shower us with flowers. And, you know, that is actually a gift to others as well, to be able to receive, because many people can't receive. You know, they can give. I used to be like that. I gave, but I wasn't open to receive. And it's like there has to be a balance of giving and receiving. And I noticed that when somebody gives me a gift and I just love it to bits, it's acknowledging and validating them as well, that they were able to give something. And if they're not balanced and, you know, they're takers, you're teaching them how to give. And nobody's wrong or bad. We've just learned these unhealthy patterns. You know, I wasn't very healthy, and I didn't raise my children to be 100% healthy. So we've learned new patterns of behavior. And it really works because now we can communicate about anything. There's nothing hidden. There's nothing secretive. You know, we can talk about our feelings and talk with clarity. And if anybody does anything, you know, you say, well, I wish you wouldn't do that. You know, I request you don't do that. So it just makes life so much simpler without having to second guess all the time. And, you know, and when you feel, or somebody hasn't called you in 6 months, oh, well, maybe I did something wrong. Phone them up and ask them. Don't keep all these secrets, because all these secrets kill you and make you really sick. And once you clarify them, you'd be surprised at the reaction of people, because nobody really wants to hurt anybody, because it really hurts them. I know if I hurt somebody, it hurts me terribly, and I suffer. So let's, see the value of the female. For 26,000 years, the female hasn't been valued, but the shift has changed now, and female, the divine feminine, female creative, it's all changing. You're seeing more women in power. But what I'm saying is, you're more powerful if you remain feminine or have the balance. You don't have to be out there and aggressive. And you can see that on your face, it's such a strain, and it's not kind to your body. So let's keep that female creative energy running. And you'll see it coming from the inside out. You'll see yourself more relaxed. Your face, will glow. You'll just feel much better about yourself and have this delicious, juicy female creative energy running right through your body. How good is that? So stay female, enjoy it. I love being a female. It's so cool. I mean, you get to wear all these different clothes, and you can experiment with your hair. You can, it's really nice being a woman. And my little stint being a man, I've been wearing clothes that look like a man, and my client said I look like a police lady. We soon got rid of those. So, I enjoy being feminine and wearing feminine clothes. So really value that. Value your feminine energy. And with men, a lot of men now are valuing their own feminine energy and coming in touch with their intuition, and opening their hearts and their crowns, their psychic abilities. And there's nothing so sexy as a man who's sensitive as well and talks to you about feelings and stuff. So, men, that's a good thing to have. So, stay female and enjoy it and honor and love yourself. I love you all.